How am I introducing you? Okay, look at you like, don't look at me. Okay, all right, I already figured it out. The look on your faces just gave me the ideas, okay? And good morning. Welcome to another edition of Quest Community Vibrations live on 89.5 from the campus of Seton Hall in South Orange. How are you? How's everybody doing? I'm talking to you.
Good morning. I'm well.
Good morning. I'm doing very well.
I guess I need to position my microphone so that I'm looking at you while I'm speaking to you.
That helps.
All right. So, Latifa, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
All right, so just so my audience, everybody, good morning, audience. How's everybody out there? Right. Yeah, see, we sending props out to you. It's a beautiful day. It's not so humid. But the theme for pretty much every Saturday for the past few Saturdays, and Kevin, you can probably attest to this because you listen every week, and it just so happens you're in the studio with us this morning, right? And Kevin Hunter, last week we talked to Bob Sumner for the Laugh Mob movement, and Bob is like somebody who does a lot of things in the area of entertainment, and he has his own brand and everything. And yeah, Bob, big props go out to everybody supporting the benefit baseball game out in Roselle today. Is taking place. And the week before that, we had a gentleman who does magic. And that the Logan Kelly, and she's a seamstress, and she does other things as well. However, she's out there in business for herself. Well, she's in school, she works her regular, still doing the 9 to 5, and putting her both feet down to do a business on her own. Sunshine be sunshine, yeah. So we can just blot out the darkness. But you two young ladies are entrepreneurs in business for yourself. And let me just have you, Latifa, tell us what your business could do for us.
Okay, sounds great. Good morning, everyone. So the business is actually called My Econ, and I was introduced to it back in November 2017. And what they do is they teach us about personal finances, the rules of the wealthy, things that we never learn in college, just certainly don't learn them in high school, and they just teach us better financial strategies to get ahead. And with that being said, from November until now, I have, they show you how to correctly fill out your W-4 form for those of us that have jobs, because a lot of people don't know. HR will tell you to put a 1 or put a 0 down, and that is totally not correct. Your W-4 form tells the government how much taxes to take out of your check.
Well, pardon my ignorance, but the only thing I know about George and I, the only thing George and I know about is the W-2. I saw George look up.
Government, how much taxes to take out of your check? Like, listen, tax me at this rate. And most people have a W-4, but we do work with people that have W-2s as well. And the W-2s is basically the same concept. The only thing a W-2 and a W-4 are, those are tax codes which tell the government at what point to tax you, how much. So they're all just tax codes.
And the 1099?
A 1099 is for the business owners. So myself, I have a 1099 and I have a W-4. So you can have both at the same time and get your money on.
Wait a minute, I never. Okay. If I say I never knew that.
Jobs, they're living paycheck to paycheck or paycheck to Monday. Because if you get paid on Friday, by the time you pay your rent, your car insurance, your car note, your electric bill, your cell phone bill, you really have nothing. That check is not even, I don't even call it a paycheck. It's a transference of money. They give it to me and I transfer the money to my bills.
Yeah, we call that the working poor.
Yes.
But I should feel so proud because I paid all my bills.
Yes, that's a blessing.
Yeah. I mean, that's most of America, in fact.
It actually is. And what we're trying to do, my goal, is to educate the community. You can certainly keep your 9-to-5 job if it's a job that you like. However, most people get caught up in the plan that I call the 40-40-40, where you work 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life to retire with only 40% of your income. So realistically speaking, no one gets 100% of their income, but let's just say hypothetically you did. If you're struggling right now at 100% of your income, barely making ends meet, what are you going to do with 40% when you retire?
Latifah, are you married?
No.
I'm purposely asking that question. Gentlemen, she's single and she is financially literate. And one of the things that we suffer from in our community is illiteracy of finances.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can possibly get my earphones, that sounds better for me, right? Get everything a little bit, okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, finally, to have a woman in your life that is financially literate. It looks she's cheesing. All right. And I have Kevin on the camera to get that, right? But this is concerned is more attractive than anything. I mean, somebody that knows the ins and outs and how to. And so why is this all so important? I know it sounds so simple, such a simple question. I mean,
your finances are important to you because I don't know how many people actually follow the Bible, but the Bible says a good man or woman leaves an inheritance for their children's children. The reason why I'm going to say children's children, because if you're a good parent, you should be teaching your child how to do this. You should be setting up that generational wealth. So if I'm teaching my son how to do this and I'm leaving a legacy to his son, then he should be leaving a legacy to his son's son. And you just keep the cycle going. We as a community need to break the poverty cycle, because that's what it is. We're taught you get a credit card, you swipe that bad boy, as long as you make the minimum payments, you're good. The monthly percentage rate, they tack that on. So if your minimum payment is $100 a month, only $12.50 is actually going to that debt. $87.50 is going to interest.
Wow. I mean, I'm getting an education right here, and you answered my question. And we talk about generational wealth, passing money down to your children and the grandchildren. And I was talking to someone last night who said to me that, a lot of people think, on the discussion of black people, African Americans, people of color, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever you see yourself as, it hasn't been that long, right? We tend to think that things are the way they are today, and they've been that way, and it's been more than 50, 75 years that we've actually had opportunities for people of color in America. And actually, it's been, as the person described to me, it's only been like 5 seconds ago. I can't do better until I know better.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people that looks from the outside in and not from the inside out and don't know about the culture or the people, just say, well, you guys have the same opportunities as we have. You've had the same opportunities as we have had, and that's just not true. Historically, it's just not true. When you're not allowed to get loans in the bank, you're not allowed to live in certain neighborhoods, your school system is not par to people that have a higher tax bracket and live in a more exclusive neighborhood, that will further or that lesson. But I think one of the things that I've learned on my own is that we're not, and we can't blame our parents for something that they don't
didn't
know,
know.
that they didn't learn. And so we are taught basically that we should get a job, work that job until we retire, get the gold watch and the plaque, and then after retirement we live a few years and die.
The thing with that is retirement. Okay, so we've done some research. Your retirement money, they don't expect for you to have it. They expect for you to actually expire before you need to use it. It's a short-term plan.
Well, when you say they, who is they?
The government, the man, the people, whatever you want to call it.
Wait a minute. The man.
The man. So it was never, we've been doing some research, like I said, and it's never been set up for that. They expect that the life expectancy would be like around 80 years old. So if you're retiring at 65, they figure, you know what, we're only going to pay this money out for a short period of time. You're going to expire. The money that you paid into it, now we can pay somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. But what's happening in today's economy is that the retirement age is not going to be 65 anymore. Right now, the way things are set up is 72. There's no way to replace it. Like, how many times have you seen other people, these people are like senior citizens at ShopRite bagging groceries because they can't make it off the 40% retirement money that they have. They have to do something else. More and more in our community, people are doubling up. They can't afford the cost of living. Inflation is killing people. So what we're trying to teach people is in small investments. It doesn't take a lot. You put your money on something that will push it, meaning that it will make it grow. If you buy a pair of sneakers, they depreciate as soon as you make that purchase and swipe that card or pay that cash. It depreciates. Put your money into something that will keep increasing in value. Learn how savings accounts are not going to do it anymore. Back in the day, yeah, you put your savings up, that's your little nest egg, and you could probably live off of that. But the banks are not giving you the proper rate of return on your money.
From what I understand, the bank is like not the best place to put your money.
The bank absolutely is not the best place to put your money. You should be looking into some form of investment where you get a rate of return better than what the banks are offering. And it is possible.
What do you know about brokerage accounts?
Not too much. I'm still learning. I can be very honest about that.
Oh, okay.
However, I'm learning along with this financial platform. I'm also learning Forex trading. And it's really amazing. It's exciting. So I would say if you get a chance, just sit down and watch it because numbers moving all day long. That excites me.
Okay.
And then knowing that the push and pull, money going up, money going down, and learning how to watch it.
Wow.
You have to be educated, people. You have to educate yourselves.
So correct me if I'm wrong here, Latifah, and I have to call her the queen as well. She's the queen of finances, right? So unless a guy comes into your life and he's like educationally astute and financially or aware that you can kind of lead and help him, there's no room in your life for that guy.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, I know I'm bad because I'm relating this to flirting, but I think it's relative in the world that we live when we talk about spouses and marriages and people living together, and you just can't hook up with somebody who is like $30,000 in debt.
Okay, so let me just say this from the standpoint, not being an angry black woman, but just being an educated black woman.
Okay, talk about it.
If you are dealing with someone, love is fine and good, but let's just be real. Love don't pay no bills, okay? Love is not going to pay the mortgage. You can't eat it when you're hungry, and it's not going to keep you warm when they shut the heat off. So we need to have a financial conversation before we even determine what love is. We need to work on that first. Because if my credit score is a 750 and you coming to me with a 400 talking about, baby, let's get married, let's build, I don't think so. Let me put these strategies in your life first and get you where you need to be. Then we talk about it.
Oh, go ahead, Latifah. And we're talking, the theme this summer, right, has been entrepreneurship, being in business. And so I need to ask you the next question, but I'm going to play a song for everybody.
Okay.
And we're going to get to that question. What's that question, you might ask? Well, Wait a minute. Don't go no place.
You've been
thank you for being here in the studio this morning. And
What you hear?
I heard that Aretha Franklin didn't have a will.
I heard that as well.